Hi, empaths. Welcome back to this channel. And I'm hoping that you are doing very well and experiencing many blessings at this time. The messages today may resonate for some of you. Take what works, toss what does not work. I heard the spirit realm say that your souls are shining the more you are aligning. So that's a really beautiful affirmation for us today and this week, or whenever you hear the video. My soul is shining the more I am aligning. And you could say, the more I'm aligning, the more my soul is shining. However, you choose to work that affirmation, it's so beautiful. And, when the spirit realm gives us these beautiful declarations or affirmations, they're coming from a higher source with a higher vibration and a higher frequency. Even if they rhyme, they may seem, you might think they sound corny or, too cliche, but they really are coming from a divine source. And I encourage you to open your channel and to open up your, the purity of your heart to receive messages from above on a daily basis. They may be affirmations or declarations. They may sometimes just be one word or, short little phrases that act like an energy shot, that give you a boost of joy and excitement. I was actually listening to a scientist talk about, she referred to happiness molecules, and she was saying that these are produced in our body the moment that we do any kind of exercise where there's contraction. I think that's interesting. A few weeks ago, I did a talk on contraction expansion when I was talking about the empath phase or stage of contraction where we go within, we're in hermit mode, downloading our command codes from base, recharging, refreshing. And then there's the expansive phase where we're out in the community and doing our spiritual work and much more vocal and much more social. But when we literally contract muscles, it produces happiness molecules throughout the body, which affect our mental and emotional health. I love that. So contracting is physically and contracting metaphorically have exponential benefits for us. And when we get these beautiful affirmations or declarations or whatever your team, gives to you, you may wake up in the morning with a thought or a special phrase. It might be something like, I look good, I'm beautiful. One of my clients was telling me that she put makeup on and she hadn't been wearing makeup for a really long time. And she said she didn't feel like it, but something told her to do it. She put makeup on and then later in the day, she walked by a mirror and she saw herself and she went, hello, there you are. And it did something for her, listening to her team tell her to put makeup on sparked some energy that she hadn't experienced in many, many weeks. So it might be makeup. It might be going on a hike. It might be swimming, even though it's cooler weather. There's so many things, and just listen, fine tune your dial and really listen to your team. Develop that incredible, beautiful ACE relationship with your guides, teachers, mentors, those beings that the divine source of creation, God, assigned to you to make this life easier, and have fun with them. And when they tell you things, listen. That's really what I want to say to you. One empath to another empath. Listen to your team. Really develop and cultivate that relationship with them so much that you enjoy them. And don't be surprised, empaths, if they crack jokes. You might be sleeping and in the middle of the night something hits you that's hilarious, or you might have a dream and it's funny. You might be laughing in a dream and actually wake yourself up in real life from laughing from something that happened in the dream. These are the things, these are the mysteries, empaths, if you're not already experiencing them, when you develop and hone a beautiful divine connection with your light family, your angels, your ancestors, your spiritual family, your teachers, your guardians, your protectors. It's a wild ride, and it actually can be a lot of fun. So your soul is shining, dear one, because you are aligning. The soul is shining the more you are aligning, the more you're digging roots, the more you are serious about your spiritual path, the more you're integrating your human experience with the divine calling on your life. You have free will, but the more you are allowing yourself to be an emissary of light, a divine ambassador, a channel, a way shower, an open channel with a pure heart structure, the more you are aligning, the more your soul is shining. And basically, that means you are carrying and emanating God frequency. The God particles that were already embedded in your structure are basically emanating from you everywhere that you go. And everything that is conscious, plant, animal, human, all divine beings, anything that has life, anything that breathes, is going to reap the benefit from your God essence particles and your God frequency. So continue to anchor, continue to ground in all that you know to be true, maintain divine integrity, pure heart structure, complete alignment with your soul structure, because it may look different than mine. It may look different than other spiritual people, other conscious people, other way showers, other star seeds, other empaths. Your path is unique. It's special. God is not superfluous. So every single thing has meaning and matters. Every person that is enlightened, every empath that is choosing to be a way shower, all of your seeds planted, they are going to grow. There will be a harvest. It's important. You're important. You matter. Your structure is beautiful. Your soul is stunning, empath, and you are such a beautiful light in a world that can sometimes be dark. And you are absolutely part of the cosmic super puzzle, and you are absolutely a part of the healing that is taking place at this time on the planet. So, yay, right? Take a deep breath and just receive what's for you in this moment, in this beautiful divine energy. So, empaths, I'm talking today about fading falsity. And this message is super strong. I have lots of bullet points. I'm just going to read off what the spirit realm, my guides, my teachers, my mentors, my divine angels and ancestors are sharing with me at this time. Truly feel this message is applicable to pretty much the entire empath collective. There's some messages that are unique and only for some, you take what resonates and you toss the rest. But there's some messages that come through that are absolutely for all of us. And this is one of them. Whether people realize they're an empath or not, this message is for us. And I would imagine the more we are aligned to the divine truth, open to the divine truth, and accept the divine truth, the more this type of message will resonate. So here we go. Fading falsity. So false structures empath are going through a major upset on this planet and even off planet. You may be feeling this upset overtly, covertly, subtly. It might be a little insidious. Perhaps in your dreams or in your waking life, you are seeing the fake and the phony, and your eyes are wide open. You can't deny it. And it might be one of those things where things that didn't bother you as much before, or you gave more grace to the situation because you just figured that person, yeah, they're a little shallow, or they're a little cutting with their tone, or they're a little condescending, or they're always moody, but you were giving grace, understanding that, we're all a work in progress and we grow when we grow. But it's almost like for some of us, our eyes have been wide open, and there's situations that we accepted and put up with and tolerated previously, and now there's no more room because well, I'm hearing a word. I'm not going to say it because YouTube won't appreciate it, and it is quite crass. It ends with ERY, something Uri. But there's some shenanigans that have been going on for a long time from nefarious structures. And so when I talk about structures, I'm not necessarily talking about people. I'm talking about the energies that, or entities that influence people or situations or circumstances in a negative way that shifts our planet from the divine plan and from being divinely anchored into chaotic energy frequencies and experiences. Okay, so when I talk about structures, the reason I'll say structures a lot of the time is because sometimes a person, an individual, has been hijacked by lower vibration frequency energies or entities. Now, everyone has free will, and to some degree, if a person's been hijacked by negative influence, to some degree, they open the door to that. That's why they've been hijacked or influenced or overtaken. However, people are not always aware of the ways that they're opening the doors. Okay. So, so like lying, they're telling me to say this: lying, lacking integrity, um, drugs. Okay. Drugs. Sorry, I know people like to do drugs. Plant medicine is beautiful, but plant medicine is sacred. And so if it's not approached with sacredness and if it's not honored for what it truly is, then you're just doing drugs. And if you haven't done the spiritual work to anchor yourself and ground yourself when you do, a plant medicine ceremony, then you just basically become a channel for all the stuff that's in the field. And not everything in the field is for us empaths. Not everything in the field is sacred, and not everything in the field is worthy of being a part of our structure or having access. So keep your portals closed, shut down the vortexes and the openings and the windows. When you go into meditation, or if you access the Akashic records, if you are a person who practices light language, when you ascend into the higher realms with God, Creator, Source, which is beautiful, and you have access to your angels and your ancestors and ancient divine wisdom and clarity, that's so lovely. But then shut your doors, shut your windows, shut your portals after the experience so that nothing in the field that is not aligned gets in. And always, of course, call in your guardian protectors. We empaths have a department that's only about security detail. It's all about guardianship, and make sure you call them in with every prayer, every meditation, every ceremony, every ritual, every spiritual adventure or offering, all your offerings, all your endeavors, all your prayers, all your everything. Always call in your guardian protectors to go with you into the energy, into the portals, into the vortexes, off-world and on-world, in your dream space, in your meditations, in your prayers, whatever. Bring your guardians with you always. Always ask them to come with you everywhere you go, to protect you, keep you safe from everything, and to always help you come back into your 3D form, your physical form, your human experience, unaffected and uncontaminated by any external energies. So our eyes are wide open, or we're being called to have our eyes wide open. And therefore, phony people, fake situations, things built on foundations that are false are being exposed at this time, empaths. And contaminated structures are crumbling very, very quickly. So, for example, this is literally happening. Some of my clients have talked about this, and I've also observed it with just in my environment. People's roofs caving in, foundations of homes, lifting up off the ground, walls crumbling down. And I mean, it's really aggressive. I'm not just talking about like a little hole in the roof. I'm talking about like a whole big, massive things from up there coming down, and then you find out you have asbestos in your home, things like that. Or there's mold you didn't even know it was there, and boom, or you had termites and you didn't realize until the wall collapsed. These kinds of things are happening pretty aggressively right now. And this is a time where some of the things that you thought were stable empaths are collapsing right before your eyes in a drastic, very overt, very obvious way. So Anything that's not real, empaths cannot remain, it can't align with your pure heart structure. There's nowhere for anything fake or false to land in your pure heart structure if you're the one doing the work. And I'm pretty sure if you're looking at this channel, you're doing the work. You want to be that empath. You know what I mean? You want to carry the light with beauty and with integrity, and you want to help this planet, and you want to be truly a part of the solution, and in response to all the problems, right? Yeah, so beautiful. And I'm so happy you're here, Empath. So if it's not real, it can't stand. And you're going to be absolutely clear about what is fake, what is phony, what is false, what is true, what is aligned, what is real. Anything that's not aligned with your life, Empath, at this time, it's going to crumble. So brace yourself, get ready, and anchor yourself in all the things that you know to do, all the practices, all the things you know to do so that you are rooted and you are grounded. And don't be dismayed as things begin to crumble in your experience, your human experience. Relationships, empaths, they're shifting at this time. Some of them are even disintegrating. In some cases, some romantic partnerships just are no longer aligned, or business partnerships or friendships, things that seemed like they were fine and they were great, but you're seeing now with eyes wide open, with wise eyes, with eyes wide open and wise eyes, what you're really dealing with. So while this may be a bit upsetting, dear ones, as you see relationships shifting and departing from your path, maybe abruptly, these relationships were never really meant to stand, empath. I know that might be a bit challenging. Just take a deep breath, anchor and ground yourself. But the relationships that are disintegrating at this time were never really meant to stand because they weren't established on anything real. They were established on something fake and something false, a foundation that would inevitably crumble, even if you didn't realize it at the time that that relationship was being born or being cultivated or created or established. Anything grounded, dear ones, in the truth and rooted in purity will remain firm, it will remain intact, and it will remain secure. Okay, this is how we're going to know at this time what is aligned with our structure. No judgment to anyone who is experiencing chaotic frequencies or challenges, or we just break up with them, or we don't want to date them anymore, or they break up with us and then they want to come back and we're like, no, we're cool. Just stay the course and stay anchored and stay grounded through all of that. Let everybody else learn their lessons, dear ones. But remember that those things, those energies, those experiences that are aligned with your structure, they will remain firm, they will remain intact, and they will remain secure. They can endure hardships and they can endure challenges. I'm not saying it will be easy, but you will be rooted and grounded, and the firm foundation that is aligned and divine will remain intact if it is aligned for your structure. So many of you, dear ones, are noticing that you have an absolute disinterest at this time for anything that is fake and anything that is false. It could be fake news, it could be music, it could be certain celebrity personalities, entertainers, it might be video games. I don't know. There's some of you are noticing if it's fake, you don't want it. Some of you are gravitating more towards organic foods, natural foods, food you grow in your own garden. You don't want artificial flavors. You don't want artificial this, artificial that. You're noticing that you absolutely abhor the fake and the false and the phony. You don't want to play ball at this time, dear ones, with fake people. You don't want to have fake conversations. So you have a heightened spidey sense at this time, dear ones, and it's requiring the empath collective to stay in their power with a pure heart structure. Your heightened spidey sense, you're activated, you're aware, your antennas are up, and everything that's not aligned is on the radar screen, and then everything that is aligned is on the radar screen as well. So stay in your power by staying in your pure heart structure. And dear empaths, we are being invited at this time. Okay, we're being invited. There's an invitation. We're also being urged and we're being moved. Okay, this is happening so that we can get into position. We're being invited to keep our channel completely clear and pure. And we're being invited to stay away from unhealthy distractions and to remove ourselves from situations that are unworthy of us, as well as stay away from things that contaminate our channel and our structure. So right now there's an energy of moving away from relationships that are unhealthy or that make you feel less than. You are moving on, dear empath, and you're finding yourself in a space of anchoring in your own self-worth unapologetically. You're learning to, or you're being invited to create space for yourself, your own dreams, your own goals, your own aspirations, your own life force. You're being invited to pour back into yourself, invigorate yourself, refresh yourself, remain in the sanctuary of the heart, cocooned in the sanctuary of the heart, fellowshipping with your divine team, all of those divine higher beings, the higher ups who love you unconditionally, who have your highest good as their pure heart intention, those that exist in the highest realms of pure love and light with God, Creator, the Source, the divine creator of everything, who honors and loves your structure, who sprinkled God frequency in you and God particles in you. You're being invited to align with them, move away from the fake, move away from what's not worthy of you, and align with your own structure, your own parts, your own team. You're being invited to release parts of yourself that tolerated disruption in your life. So I'm seeing that in the past, there were a lot of situations and circumstances that you put up with, empath, and you felt okay with doing that. You did it with a lot of grace and humility. And at this time, you are not playing ball anymore. You are releasing the parts of yourself, even breaking up with the parts of yourself that put up with situations and behavior that is not worthy of you and inappropriate for your path. You are letting individuals go at this time that use power and control and manipulation against you to get what you want. You are letting them go. Of course, you have free will, but there's a desire within you to let go of individuals that don't value you or honor you and that use power and control and manipulation against you. You are demanding at this time, dear empaths, for broken conditions to be repaired and to be made right. So if somebody owes you something, or if somebody didn't keep their word, or they said they were going to do something, or if you had a contract, or if there was an agreement and people didn't keep their word, you are demanding at this time for everything broken, all broken conditions to be repaired and made right. Otherwise, you will take your energy elsewhere. And when I say you'll take your energy elsewhere, that's your finances, that's your emotional investment, that's your, that part of you that's normally a team player under any circumstances, your gifts, your money, your power, your creativity. You're going to take that energy elsewhere and invest it where it is aligned and where also the circumstances, situations, and people appreciate you. Whew, deep breath. Whoa. So you are anchoring at this time, dear ones, where you want to be right now. You are leaving what is not aligned, and you are anchoring where you want to be. So in the past, to accommodate others, you would have left things that you preferred in order to be a team player or to support the rest of the family or the significant other or whatever, the business partner. But at this time, you are anchoring where you want to be right now, and you are not leaving anything that brings you peace, comfort, health, wellness, joy, abundance, love, You are remaining in the sanctuary of the heart, cocooning where it is safe and aligned and divine for you to be. So regardless to what others want you to do, you aren't being bullied or railroaded anymore at this time. There's a huge shift happening. Let's take a nice deep breath. You are learning who you are and why you are really here, dear empath. And you've been working on yourself for so long. You've worked on yourself really long and hard, and you've integrated something different energetically at this time that is allowing you to move away from what no longer serves. The puzzle pieces are coming together and the dots are connecting themselves. Your eyes have been opened and you are awakened, dear empath. You are releasing what no longer serves, walking away from contaminated structures, letting go of the fake and the phony. Now, this is super important, dear ones. This is something that the spirit realm said. When a person sacrifices their universal connection and divine intuition, it becomes easier to lack moral fiber in their decisions. When a person sacrifices their universal connection, that divine, beautiful connection of light that we have with God and all of our team, when a person sacrifices that and their divine connection, they don't listen anymore to what spirit is saying to them. It's easier for them to lack moral fiber in the decisions that they make. It becomes easier to sacrifice integrity and to treat people poorly. This is really important for us to understand. Not only treat people poorly, treat nature poorly, treat animals poorly. When people lose their divine connection, when they let it go, when they sacrifice it for whatever reason, they don't want to listen. They prefer, I don't know, popularity or money over integrity. Whatever the reasons people do this, then it becomes easier for them to be morally corrupt. And that is why there's a huge divide happening right now, because so many of you are so aligned with the spirit of truth and you want to continue to anchor in integrity. And some of the people in your lives and situations in your lives, therefore, are no longer aligned. They are corrupt. So, with this current integration, dear ones, and this energetic transition that we're all in, we are awakening to a deeper layer of consciousness that has always existed within us. And as the result of that, there is absolutely no tolerance for lower conscious living and ways of being. The age of the people pleaser is dead. And I just heard them say, long live the empath. It's so funny. The age of the people pleaser is dead. Long live the empath. Wow, that's amazing. So there's no more trying to please difficult people and personalities. That energy is shifted. That door has closed. That cycle has ended. We are no longer required to try and please difficult personalities or people who lack integrity or people who are not rooted and grounded in the divine, people who don't have your best interest at heart, people who don't care about you. You're not required to bend over backwards to try and please these difficult personalities, empaths. You will now find yourself telling it like it is with no filter. You're going to be kind, but you're going to tell the truth. You are going to speak the truth. We're being called, dear ones, to speak the truth in love, no intention to hurt anyone or offend or be condescending, but nevertheless speak the truth. We are here to recalibrate humanity, dear empaths. Earth needs healing. Gaia, also named Earth, needs to break free from the human shenanigans that have created so much pain and suffering. Our planet, to some degree, needs a break from humans. Humans need stronger mental and physical health. So I talked earlier about broken foundations, falling apart, disintegrating, and this is a metaphor for human mental health and human physical health that needs to be repaired. Stop hanging on to what doesn't want you, dear empaths. Let go of what doesn't love you. Release what doesn't respect you. Let people figure it out on their own. Stop trying to force people to be good or to do better. You know, that saying, we can lead a horse to water, but we can't make them drink. Some of you have been bending over backwards, praying so hard for your family, your community, coworkers, significant others. You can love them, you can honor them, and you can also respect their free will. You don't have to bend over backwards for anyone. So stop hanging on to what doesn't want you. And you know what doesn't want you, because what does want you, it's obvious. You don't have to question, you don't have to wonder. Let go of what doesn't love you and release what doesn't respect you. Surrender your ego at this time, dear ones, and get back in spirit flow with God's plan. And what that means is let go of trying to make it work, make it work, make it work. Foundation crumbling everywhere, but no, we're in it to win it. We said we were going to do this and we're going to do it. The writing's on the wall, sweethearts. Open your eyes, receive the truth. You have done the work, but many of the people around in your life have not. And now the foundation is crumbling, and there is a line of demarcation between your energy signature and theirs. Okay. So part of the reason it's crumbling now is because you've done so much work, but they didn't. And so now it's no longer aligned because you're literally sitting in different frequencies, energies, vibrations, and even dimensions. Stay in the zone of spirit. Stay in the sanctuary of the heart. Let the collapse around you occur and remain safe and protected within the sanctuary of the heart. So as things are crumbling, disintegrating, falling, collapsing, just let it be. Let other people do their own work. Let them learn their lessons. Let them realign to soul path and soul truth and their original soul master blueprint when they finally decide they're ready. Stay cocooned in the divine plan no matter what, and this allows you to stay out of dodge at this time. There is a reckoning happening, dear ones, and it's super obvious to us that have done the work. You don't have to wonder. It's being made plain right before your eyes, and your eyes are spiritually and naturally wide open. So regardless to what is happening, no matter what chaos or challenging energy that is disrupting the foundations that were never aligned in the first place or are no longer aligned, no matter what challenges people are going through, we send them love and light, but stay in your cocoon in the sanctuary of your heart. Remain out of dodge. Get your command codes directly from base, your team, God's original master blueprint for your life. And regardless to what is happening around you and our collective, dear ones, and it is happening. It's happening big time. Nevertheless, you are divinely supported, dear ones. You are divinely guided, and you are always protected and blessed. Okay? Your guardian protectors assigned by God have your back. Call them in. Call in your security team and that strong divine security detail at this time. And just know that the creator, the source, God, the nature, universe is with you, guiding you, loving you, seeing you, protecting you, and honoring you now and forevermore. Empaths, these are the messages that I have for you. Falsity is fading. Anchor yourself, brace yourself, get ready for the wild ride, but know that you are divinely protected, guided, guarded, and loved always. I can't wait to see you again. Blessings.